I wanted to break in today just real quickly. As you know, we're building our Queenology movement. We thank God for a tremendous conference that we had in the month of June that was just a blessing in the city of Houston. And so I finished the book. I wrote the book. The book dropped during the conference. But now, I took my time this week and I actually finished the study guide that goes along with the book. And so now I'm sending that for editing and for formatting, and that's going to be available. So I wanted to start the process of kind of introducing the principles of the book to you, because if you've not come to a father-daughter talk meeting, or you've not come to a Queenology session, you may not really understand what it's all about. Queenology is really the readjusting of the modern woman's consciousness. And my belief is that all women are queens, most are just unconscious. And so that is the basis of this book, Queenology. There's a queen inside of you. And what this book does is this book helps to awaken the sleeping queen that's on the inside of you. And so in chapter 1, we talk about queens manage their emotions. That's what we deal with in chapter 1. Queens manage emotions. One of the distinct differences between an average woman and an excellent woman, a common woman versus a queen, is that a common woman, can I buy the book at Barnes & Noble? Not yet, but you can get it at my website, or you can get it at Amazon. rcblakes.com is the website. You can get it at my website or at Amazon. Common women are carried away with their emotions, and they wear their feelings on their sleeves. And when a woman is not in control of her emotions, people can use her emotions to control the woman. When a woman is not in control of her emotions, people can use your emotions to control you. And one of the statements we make is the idiot that is in control of his emotions will manipulate the genius who is not in control of hers. You can find an idiot that has control of his or her emotions, and that idiot will be able to manipulate the genius who's not in control of her emotions. When you're not in control of your emotions, someone else is. Chapter 1, queens manage their emotions. Proverbs 25:28 says, he who has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls, meaning you're wide open, you have no defense, you're vulnerable, you're manipulated, you are toyed with, you are puppet mastered. When you do not have control of your emotions as a woman, you become a tool in the hands of people who will use that weakness in you to your own detriment. Now, here's some of the principles. And really, I'm reading from the study guide, because in the study guide, you're going to have the key scripture, the principles to remember, questions to answer. Key scripture, principles to remember, questions to answer. And you're going to have actions to take, and then you're going to have personal declarations with each chapter. Of course, I'm not going to read all of that, but I will go through some of the key principles that we pulled from chapter 1 that are going to be in the study guide for you to kind of ponder and cement in your consciousness. Number 1, and this again is the chapter, Queens Manage Their Emotions, Principles to Remember. Number 1, the world would toy with a woman who cannot control her emotions. Number 2, queens work very hard to manage their emotions. Queens do not allow themselves to run um, emotionally out of control. Number 3, a queen must possess a corresponding temperament that matches the power she possesses. Power must never be random. It must always be intentional. So a queen must possess a corresponding temperament that matches the power she possesses. If you are truly a queen, your temperament must match your power. You cannot be a queen and kicking your shoes off in the parking lot and pulling your earrings off. Queens possess a corresponding temperament. Because a queen is responsible for the well-being of too many others, or so many others, she cannot afford to be emotionally predisposed. Cannot afford to wear your emotions on your sleeve, because people will use that against you. Queens are not emotional thermometers that only reflect the temperature. Queens are thermostats that set the emotional climate of the environment. Wow. Queens walk into an environment and they make haters, as you all put it, they make haters uncomfortable, because they set the temperature, the climate of the environment. These are principles to remember. Women are socially conditioned to believe that you cannot control your emotions. This allows society to discredit you for promotion in business and to manipulate you in relationships. But you're conditioned to believe that you cannot control your emotions. Everything about society says, well, a woman can't control her emotions. And then the next statement is, well, a woman can't be the president, or a woman can't be the mayor, or a woman can't be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, because she can't control her emotions. And she can't control her emotions because she's a woman. Hey Liz, good to see you. Good to see my little cousin Alicia here too. A queen cannot afford to expose her emotions, because enemies will use her emotion to compromise her character and her power. Whatever number this is, when you protect your emotions, you own your personal power. You can only own your personal power to the extent. Glad to see my son Pastor Harrison in today. I haven't seen him in a long time. He's a busy pastor now. What was I saying? You protect your emotions, you own your personal power. A woman must first master her thoughts to control her emotions. If her thoughts are rooted in a negative past, it will be hard. Queens intentionally process their past pain that it won't rise and compromise her future. These are just some principles to remember. Then we go into, how do queens conquer emotions and all that kind of thing. So I encourage you to get the book. Next year, as you know, you may have heard, me and the team, we're going to cross the country with Queenology. This message here is going to come to a city near you. Stay tuned. Go to my website, rcblakes.com. Sign up for my mailing list. When everything that goes on, it will be dropped there. Everybody that's a part of that mailing list gets information first. But go to my website, rcblakes.com, also, and pick up my book. Queenology. And if you don't have the Father-Daughter Talk, this is really the follow-up to the Father-Daughter Talk. Honestly, this is the follow-up. The Father-Daughter Talk was the first book that dealt with the father wound and why so many women make so many bad decisions, and it's because their fathers were not there. And so we deal with that, deal with things that your father should have told you. But now this is the next phase, Queenology. Once you know who you are and you understand why you've made the mistakes you've made as a woman, now it's time for you to simply be queen, because you're still queen. Doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter where you come from, how hard it was, who wasn't there, what you didn't have. God has still crowned you. God has still crowned you. So, hey, you got to be queen. So this is the next installment. So